Hey, good morning, everyone. I promise I'm here. There I am. You see that? There we go. Yeah, we have a ton to talk about. Obviously, I am back home. I went and saw the eclipse yesterday. I posted my thoughts on all that stuff. Very cool. Hope you got to see it. It was a really, I know it wasn't a once in a lifetime. I know it's easy to say that, but it felt like it just to see something that cool. Good morning. How are you? It's been busy, We've got almost an inch of rain here at the house. Started things off quickly, and it looks like we are going to see so much more over the next probably 30-ish hours, and then maybe a little more, but we'll talk about that in a second. First off, looking outside, 69 degrees, dew point 67. Winds are from the southeast at 10 miles per hour, and there is a boundary to our north that's been created by storms. Not creative, that'd be weird. And what's happening is we have this southerly surge of warmth and moisture coming in. We have that outflow settling south, and I think that's where we start seeing storms fire a little later on today. Right now, here is what the radar looks like, and man, Shreveport has been getting blasted. 3.81 inches of rain as of midnight. They've had plenty more since then. Radar estimates up over 5 inches, and they set a daily record for yesterday, which the daily record, is just for that specific day. So plenty of rainfall up there, flood watches as well. And I just realized I forgot to put that map in. Everyone basically north of Alexandria, you're in a flood watch. And I think that'll be expanded southward. And what's kind of interesting here is we have the clouds, we're socked in pretty much right now, but look out here into southeast Texas, big breaks in the clouds. That sunshine comes in, kind of juices up the instability. You can see the thicker clouds, and that's actually the outflow pretty much from around Crystal Springs back through Columbia, Louisiana, just into northern Natchitoches winds, Sabine Parish, and south of that we have sun, we have instability that's going to be growing, and we are going to see some really nasty weather over the next day and a little more. And I'm telling you, there are times we have conditional severe threats where it's like, if we get storms, man, it's going to be nasty. This one, the storms are coming. So we've already seen a good bit of rainfall, and don't take this again as like gospel truth. 3.5, that's a radar estimate from a given pixel on the map here. You can see that this all set up along I-20. We had heavy rainfall last night with about 3 to 6 inches falling right along that I-20 corridor. You can see when it gets to that dark red, or perish the thought, purple, we are above 6 inches on the radar estimates. We stayed much more manageable down here. This is totally what was expected. So that's why we have had the flood watches earlier on up to the north, and why I think we could see them later for us, because it's going to get busy. Now, temperatures, it's warm, it's humid, it's a little cooler up there around Winfield. That's where that boundary has kind of settled south, and it's a cold front for our purposes, and that's going to just kind of be stationary, and it's going to serve as a focusing mechanism as lift comes into the area and we see more storms forming. Whoops, had the cursor up there. 75 degrees at noon. It looks like we get up into the around 80 range today. It depends on how much sun you see and exactly where you are, but I think a lot of us do see some peaks of sunshine out there today, and because of that, temperature is going to jump up to around 80. We're getting through just the standard stuff now, because I want to get through this, and then we get into the meat of things here with the severe threat. Tonight, we don't cool off much. We're going to be in the upper 60s to low 70s. So it's going to be warm and humid. And here, and I'm not going to pull it up yet. I'll do this after, because I'm going to be updating things all day. Tom's going to be updating. We're going to be, whenever we get new information, actually right when I finish this, I'm going to go into a text update, because I know a lot of people prefer that. But look at the HRRR model. Now, this is my favored high resolution model to get an idea of what's going to happen. And you can see just some light stuff around the area right now, the heavier stuff up north along I-20, and look at these storms that are going to form. Now, there's going to be a lot of action that holds up along I-20 during the day and into the afternoon. Then we start to see these storms forming along that boundary as another little ripple comes out of Texas. And just watch. I mean, by midnight, we're still under the storms. You're going to get a theme here. This lifts just a little to the north. It kind of wavers by 5 a.m. But remember, this rain's coming down, at least in bursts, in the 1 to 2, maybe 3 inch per hour range. So if you get an hour of that rainfall, you're already kind of set up with what we have here to see some flooding issues. And I think we will see plenty more even after 5 a.m. Check this out. Look at this bow echo And this model has been really hot on this thing coming through. And I was looking, I was going to check, and I'm sure it's going to be on there again because it's been on every run that goes out this far. But this is a flat out nasty looking bow with 60 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts possible along with that. And this is going to be coming through tomorrow morning, right around 8 a.m. in our area. So a little bit earlier to the west, a little later to the east. And it is going to absolutely dump rain, bring a lot of wind. And I think with the extreme wind shear in the low levels, we could see some tornadoes embedded in this line. In fact, SPC has bumped us to a moderate risk for parts of the area. It's a level of 4 of 5. And then behind it, these storms, they continue to just kind of lag back, and we see this storm coverage continue over the area. So lots of rain, I will say. And then the other little thing at the end, that's the final little punch here, that cold core system. If there's any juice in the atmosphere, we could see a few more storms popping maybe on Wednesday night. That's not something I'm worried about. That would be a small hail threat if we saw anything there, because most of the moisture and all that energy is going to be off to the east. But just so you know, this run of the HRRR showed about 9 inches of rain falling somewhere very close to Alexandria, right through the middle of the state. So that's kind of your max values that we're looking at. I think a general 3 to 5 inches is going to fall for most. Someone could get up to 10 inches out of this system as it slowly kind of moves across the area over the next day. Now, for today, we are in a level 3 of 5 enhanced risk for severe weather. That starts this evening and goes into the overnight. And then tomorrow, you can see that moderate risk that's kind of, it's kind of a time thing, what we're seeing here. So we cut this off at SPC. I don't do this. SPC, Storm Prediction Center, cuts off the outlook time at 6 a.m. So that's when that significant line is going to be coming through. So there is a good threat for severe storms independent of that line before. And then as that line moves through, we have that higher threat for damaging winds really going to be concentrated here for that moderate risk and maybe a little further west. And then there is a tornado risk, and there's a risk for strong tornadoes along this line, as we are going to have plenty of instability in the wind shear, the directional shear. I was sending it to meteorologist friends this morning, showing them the soundings and like the forecast, what the atmosphere is going to do. And we're like, that directional shear is off the charts. So there is the potential here to see a couple of strong tornadoes. I think there will be storms that could produce tornadoes before the line, but then embedded within that line. And those are going to be tough to warn because it's a real fast moving situation. And it's really tough to kind of scan. You know, it takes a few minutes to scan the full atmosphere. So we're waiting 3 or 4 minutes for a radar image. So we'll get to this when we get to it. But I think that tomorrow morning is going to be really busy. Your hail outlook for today, we're around 15% chance of severe hail within 25 miles of a point, a little higher out there into Texas. And this is your severe wind outlook. That's a little higher. That's going to be attached to not only those storms before the squall line, but that squall line as it moves in as well. And here's your tornado outlook for today. And when I say today, I mean overnight, like the evening into tomorrow morning. There is a 10% risk of a tornado within 25 miles of a point, especially over like the northwestern half of our area. And then the rest of the area has at least some risk. And then we get into tomorrow, your tornado threat. And this again, this is attached to that squall line, and then what kind of lingers behind it. We have a 15% chance for a tornado within 25 miles of a point. That still means your chance of being impacted is very low, but we want to throw this out there that this could be a pretty significant day, especially as we get into the overnight tonight and to tomorrow morning. So yeah, it's going to be real busy. Oh yeah, flash flood risk. We have a moderate risk for flash flooding rains. This goes until 6 a.m. tomorrow. They have the slight risk continuing for tomorrow. Again, it's kind of a weird time thing as we cross over that 6 a.m. threshold, but I think flooding is going to be a threat. I could see a flash flood watch being issued for at least Rapides of Oils and Vernon Parish here for this event. So yeah, everything's kind of coming together for this to be a significant severe weather event that comes in waves from this evening into tomorrow around noon. And again, that means another 3 to 5 inches of rain, and what models are not great at picking up on is the exact placement of the heavier stuff. But what I'm seeing on high-resolution models is a consistent signal that someone is going to see like 8 to 10 inches of rain, and there could be multiple areas that see that. It's not going to be widespread, but it is something that if 8 to 10 inches of rain is going to cause flooding where you are, I just want to throw that out there. And here's your 7-day forecast after this, man. It really clears up. We deserve a break after this. Rain chances very high, obviously, today and tomorrow. I kept it at 90%. Maybe some of you down around St. Landry Parish avoid the rain till like after midnight, but it's going to come through for everyone eventually. Though I do think the heaviest totals are going to be across central and northern Louisiana. It's going to be a little lighter down south. And then if you need the dry stuff, we have it coming in for the weekend. Looks like we are timing that out nicely. And one quick look into the extended forecast shows warmer than normal from April 17th. Very special lady's birthday, April 17th. Kristen's still asleep, I think. Maybe she'll see this. But it looks like warm and then stormy conditions return. So it looks like it gets active again. I don't see some crazy signal like I saw with this one being a widespread severe outbreak, but in April, you get a system, you're probably going to have some sort of severe threat. Let's go ahead and take a quick look over into analysis mode. I still have this up. I'm going to show you what's going on satellite and radar. Let me get that. Okay. Okay, this is what I was talking about with the satellite. We have that boundary. You can see the deeper cloud elements growing along this boundary that has formed to our north. It's kind of been shoved south because of the thunderstorms over the I-20 corridor. This is going to pull up lame. It's just going to hang right up here, and then we're going to see that serve as a focusing mechanism for more thunderstorms developing later on today, later on toward the evening and overnight. And there's the radar right now. Big rains up north. If you had plans to head toward Shreveport or Monroe, anywhere along I-20, not the greatest day to do that. But you can see here these thunderstorms. Let me pop up the lightning as well. Oh, somebody has adjusted the size of the lightning. I just want to show you what it looks like. So there we go. Okay, so that just shows us where we have the most intense lightning and the most amount of lightning, I guess. Pretty scattered. We've got some storms out here that are starting to beef up around College Station. So this is what's eventually going to kind of run along that boundary, and we'll see new development down to our southwest. So lots to talk about, lots coming here over the next 30 hours, I think is what we've settled on, and then possibly a few storms after that. But the big stuff is going to come through between now and tomorrow around noon. I have no idea what they're going to do with school. I haven't even looked at the comments yet, but I'm sure somebody asked that. I don't know. I'm guessing. I don't know what goes on with that and what the decision-making process is, but I will say there will be some significant weather in the area tomorrow morning. Let's see. Okay. Looking at 9 inches of rain is. I mean, that's what that model's showing, and it's moving. So, time frame for today. I think it's going to be actually. I think it's. My plan is because I'm going to be up all night into tomorrow. I'm thinking big nap after lunch, and then things really start to take off by about 5 to 7 p.m. That's when the first signals are coming in that storms would start to pop down here, and that's when our best chance to see at least this stuff start up is going to come, and then I think it really gets more widespread into the overnight. So yes, this is an overnight issue, and yes, we have some abnormally dry conditions still, but the drought is going to officially be over. Let's see. Severe threat starting this afternoon. Squall line. Yeah, you got it. That's the time frame. Okay, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I know you'll be seeing plenty of me through this event. I'll be on tonight and all that stuff. So like I said, nap time coming after lunch, and then we will be set to go, and I will plow through until nap time after lunch tomorrow, right? All right, I'll see you later. Have a wonderful day. We're going to keep you as posted as we are, and I will see you back here later.